Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos. So here's my Fiend deck that I kept getting requests over. I got my second Necrophere from the Bakura event, so we have two of those in there. Two Sphere Krivos for defense and to help fill our grave with Fiends quickly. I run two more boss monsters, one Archfiend Empress and one Invader of Darkness. And the way we try to summon both of them is by using Escape from the Dark Dimension, which as I was using in my zombie deck, you can target one of your banished dark monsters and just special summon it from the grave. We try to get those two big monsters into the grave by using Fiend Griefing, which lets you send a monster from your deck to the graveyard by shuffling a monster in your opponent's graveyard back into their deck. And then once they're in the grave, we have a couple ways of banishing them. First and most obvious is with Dark Necrophere. You have 3 Fiend in the grave, you can banish them to special summon this. And the other way is by using Creeping Darkness, which is a pretty cool card that I don't see a lot of play for this card, but it lets you banish 2 dark monsters from your graveyard to add 1 level 4 dark monster from your deck to your hand. And the targets we run for Creeping Darkness are 3 Trance Archfiend, which also helps you put Fiends into the graveyard from your hand. So if you happen to draw into your boss monster, you can use Picture from your hand and this card gains 500 attack. We run 1 Dark Mimic level 1 just to get us that draw and just another Fiend. The other 2 targets that we run for Creeping Darkness is the Gross Ghost. It's got a nice defense and it's a level 4 dark. Same thing for Whiptail. Unfortunately, I didn't like any of the other level 4 darks that we had that were also Fiend, so I went with those 2. 1 enemy controller because it can win you games. We already know how strong enemy controller is. And like I said before, 2 Escape from the Dark Dimension. I was running 3 and then I realized how expensive that would have made this deck. This deck's still kind of expensive. It has 2 Krivos, it has 2 of these. So I replaced the third one with Archfiend Labyrinth, which helps boost the attack of all your Fiend monsters. And there's also a pretty cool play with Trance Archfiend that you can do, and I'll actually show that in one of the replays. We are running Tether of Defeat to get our Fiends into the grave. Let's go with this replay first. These replays were just in casuals, and again the purpose of the replay is just to show you kind of the plays I go for, some of the main combos, and then we'll take it to PvP and see how we do. So I'm not sure which replay is this. Okay, the hand's pretty bad. I opened both boss monsters, nothing that I can summon, but I do have Escape from the Dark Dimension, which is good. I draw into my Archfiend, I send my Empress to the grave to boost them up by 500, and I run into a Yomi ship. My opponent doesn't do anything, and I'm gonna stop it here just so I can explain real quick. I had 2 ways of using my Escape from the Dark Dimension. I could have used Creeping Darkness to banish the 2 Fiends that are in my grave, and then just Escape from the Dark Dimension. But I have my skill Tether of Defeat, so I use the skill to try to get another Fiend into the grave. I'm lucky enough to get it, and that allows me to summon Dark Necrophere. And this way I'm able to just finish the game by getting my Empress back. But I could have done that play using Creeping Darkness as well. But that's a cool way of using Tether of Defeat. I'm liking more and more the skill every time I use it, because if you need to mill one of your opponent's cards, you can do that, or you can just try to get those Fiends into the grave from your deck. So I like running Tether of Defeat, and I also like running Fiends with Bakura, just because it's appropriate. And this is the combo that I was telling you about using the Labyrinth. I opened with Escape from Dark Dimension once again. Just set my Dark Mimic to get that draw. He doesn't attack for some reason, so I'm able to do some cool plays. Activate the Labyrinth, target my Trance Archfiend, and banish my Dark Mimic to get another Trance Archfiend from the graveyard. So that's another way you can banish your monsters to then use Escape from the Dark Dimension with. I do the play once again to get a Trance Archfiend into the grave. I'm sorry, into the banish pile. Tribute for my Invader of Darkness, and then summon my Dark Necrosphere. I had enough damage to finish the game, but I went ahead and activated Escape from Dark Dimension. So you can see kind of the play you can go for if you have this full combo. And that's it, just 2 quick replays. We'll jump into the gold rank 5, see how we do. I've seen a lot of Toons today, so I have a feeling we're gonna get matched up with at least one of them. I'm avoiding the process because it took too long, and I had a bad feeling that I was just gonna get a DC loss. So hopefully this match is quicker, yeah. They really need to fix the whole DC glitch and those other weird glitches that I've seen where I guess spell and traps have attacks, and I don't know, I haven't encountered any of those, but I've seen a bunch of videos and just images over the Discord and Reddit. So we're going up against Yummy Yugi with Power of Dark, and we have Archfiend Labyrinth. So that's super awesome because not only are we going to get the boost from the Yummy, we're also going to be able to get an extra 500 with our field spell. I don't know what he's playing. He's probably playing Gravekeepers, so I'm just going with the Dark Mimic as a safe play, I guess, and that way I can get into another one of my cards. Because as much as I like the Labyrinth, you know, I don't really have any back row to do my combos. Okay, so that could still be Gravekeepers if he's running Legion the Fiend Jester, or it could be, you know, some sort of Dark Magician deck. So there's my Invader of Darkness. Unfortunately, it doesn't do much for us. There's Escape from the Dark Dimension. So at least we got one of our pieces. Now we just need a way to banish Invader of Darkness. So I think I'm just gonna set the Gross Ghost because that Neos can get over it, and I don't want to attack into a mirror wall. Let's see what else he does. See if we can get a little bit more information on what this man is running. So he just sets another card and summons Crass Clown. So that's not an ideal matchup. Clowns are pretty annoying to deal with. So more than likely those face downs are going to be mirror walls or security orbs. What's the effect? Is it from attack to defense or the other way around? When this card is changed from defense position to attack position. Okay. Okay, so Desert Sunlight is not going to do anything. We finally get our Trance Archfiend. I'm going to activate my Labyrinth and go full aggressive this turn. He definitely has something that's activatable, so it could be a Windstorm. Okay. Come on, man. I'm not doing anything yet. You know, I understand thinking of your plays and stuff, but sometimes people just take way too long. So I'm gonna activate my Trance Archfiend's effect just to get Invader of Darkness into the grave. I don't think we'd be able to tribute summon for him, and even if we did, it would probably end up getting bounced back by the Crass Clown. I could activate my Labyrinth and get another Trance Archfiend, and then try to go for game. but I'm just gonna play it safe this turn. So I'll attack into the Crass Clown because that's the one I want to get rid of. I don't need him bouncing my monsters back. And let's see if there's a Mirror Wall or just a Windstorm Security Orb. Oh, it's actually an Order to Charge, so what's he gonna target? Probably the Archfiend is what makes sense. Okay, he targets the Gross Ghost, which is really odd, so I have to assume that this is the Mirror Wall. I don't mind attacking into it because it's just Security Orb. Okay. So at least we got him to use, 3 of his cards to get rid of our Gross Ghost, and then he is going to be able to get over that Trans Archfiend. And we don't have anything banished, so we won't be able to use his secondary effect. Hopefully we can get our Creeping Darkness, or or Necrophero would be great. So he tributes for Millennium Scorpions. That could be a problem since it is gonna get 500 attack every time it kills something. We get another Trans Archfiend. So we'll just have to try to get over it. Hopefully that face down is nothing that can stop this attack. Let's see. Okay, so we're able to get rid of the Millennium Scorpion. That's good. But still, I haven't seen my Dark Necrophero or my Creeping Darkness. He's going into defense, so that's good for us because we're gonna be able to build our resources. There's a Sphere Krivo. I'm gonna mill his deck because I don't want to mill my. Oh, that's a great hit. That Swift Gaia would have been problematic. Okay, so it's an Amaryllis. Looks like he's gonna be able to just normal summon a Tribute next turn. We do have Sphere Krivo to stop the attack. Although I could have used Sphere Krivo aggressively and gotten another Trans Archfiend on the field. There's our Dark Necrophero. So we're gonna try to go for a game right here. We'll banish the Trans Archfiend too, so that we can get it back in case this one gets destroyed by battle. Right, Dark Necrophero. And then let's just go for a game. Yeah, it looks like we got game because he's going to Rage Quit immediately. From the looks of it. I always like attacking first before activating Escape from the Dark Dimension. That way, if they have Windstorm, it's another way you can play around it. So we got our win, and we're actually going to be jumping into Platinum 1. So we'll see how this deck does at Platinum 1. We have time for one more duel. There's the nice rank up, and I get my 50 gems. It's always nice. Let's see what I haven't been to Platinum at all this season, so I'm not sure what we're gonna encounter. But I've been hearing from a lot of people that it's just full of Toons. Oh, and we see a Harpy's Hunting Ground matchup. Not ideal since our Escape from the Dark Dimension has to stay on the field for a monster to survive, so definitely not the ideal matchup. Oh, but they're not running Harpy's Hunting Ground, it's running Restart. So this could be a Toon matchup, which unfortunately it's more than likely gonna end up in a loss for us. I'm just going to set my Whiptail Crow and end my turn. Just playing it safe before I see what he's playing, but more than likely it's going to be Toons. Yeah, so there's the Planet Pathfinder. We're going to see Toon Kingdom in play. And unfortunately there's nothing I'm going to be able to do this game. My two big monsters are stronger than Toon Summon Skull, but that doesn't stop him from attacking directly. Only my two Grievous can stop that, and still. So yeah, we see Toon Kingdom, probably gonna see a Magic Reflector. We see a face down, so that's more than likely a curse of Anubis. We do get the Karibo, so let's see. So I have to just try to go aggressively, getting as much damage as I can. Although that could be a windstorm. I don't think he would just leave himself wide open. Oh, I guess he did. So he can only attack once unless he was sitting on Supremacy Berry. Wow, I've never seen a Toon player brick this bad. Okay, there's a set. Maybe one of those ladybug insect things. Oh, it's a plant pathfinder. Okay, and then there's the Toon Magician Girl. I'm actually gonna let that attack go through, just to see if maybe I draw into my Palabyrinth or one of my big monsters, and I can do enough damage to finish her. Let's see, Heart of the Cards. Unfortunately, we just draw into Fiend Griefing, which is not going to do anything for us at all. I can't. Yeah, I could power up my Trance Archfiend, but that's literally not going to do anything. I just have to. Yeah, I don't think we can win this game, now that I think about it, because I stopped her with my Kuribo, but I have no way of damaging her life points if Toon Dark Magician Girl goes into defense mode. So this is a loss. Kind of unlucky, but I mean he didn't have the perfect opening, so we can't ask for too much. We had our shot. Alright, so we're gonna see Toon Summon Skull. So I'll activate the Karibo just to see what we were gonna draw into. I guess if we get Necrofear, we could try to do something with that. No, we just get the Gross Ghost. So that's the game, unfortunately. I'll just attack into the Toon Summon Skull. Let's end this game. Oh, that's not even enough to destroy myself. I guess I'll just surrender then. So that duel kind of sucked. But as I had told you before, Toons is too strong at the moment. I don't want to build around countering Toons because that's just no fun. I'm gonna try to sneak in a quick duel. Hopefully we get a different matchup that's not Toons, and you know, I can show you some actual interaction. But right now, just Toons it's way too strong unless you specifically build to counter it, which is pretty lame. But anyway, let's see what this Yami Yugi is running. They're running Balance, so this is probably a handless deck, which is also a pretty hard matchup. But we do open with Archfiend Palabyrinth, so let's see how this duel goes. I hope it goes by quick because we're already at the 20-minute mark. Yeah, so it is gonna be a handless. That's more than likely Flash Assailant, and I can't get over it, so I'm just gonna set. No reason to set my Escape from the Dark Dimension because it's just gonna get blown up by Storm, and we know the Swift Gaia is coming next turn, so. Okay, so there is a flash assailant that we knew about. And we're probably looking at Dimension Gate, enemy controller, cards like that. I have my Archfiend Empress, but it doesn't do much for me in hand. We do get Whiptail Crow, so I'm gonna try to get over that flash assailant. Although, you know, realistically with 3 back row, there's no way that this attack is just gonna go through, but we'll see. Let's see, enemy controller, security orb. I wish Palaverant would give you attack and defense. Okay, so it's Dimension Gate. He's actually gonna miss timing, so he's not gonna be able to summon it back in defense mode. Unless he has golden apples, which that would be a pretty crazy play. Nope, no golden apples. So this turn he's just gonna search for Swift Gaia more than likely, and then go for the Storm play. Yeah, so he searches for Swift Gaia. Gonna activate Storm. And that's pretty much the game for him. Oh, Wall Tornado. So he can get rid of my Palaverant, it looks like. But he's gonna be able to get over my Whiptail Crow. So if we draw into a Trance Archfiend, we might have a chance. Let's see, yeah, pretty much just the Trance Archfiend, which we'll run 3 of, so we could get it. And we get Dark Necrophore. Unfortunately, that does not help us. I'm just gonna set the Gross Ghost, which is not, I mean, it's not enough to keep me alive, since I forgot that they get we don't get defense from Palaverant. So I'm just gonna turn my toggle off and let this man finish me off. I feel like we could have given this man a run for his money had I had a different opening. It always puzzles me how I see all of my my big monsters before I see one Trance Archfiend. But oh well, unfortunately this deck went 1 and 2 in live duels. But you know, it's platinum, it's gonna get pretty competitive, and this deck is not very competitive. It's definitely on the fun side. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you like the deck and you try it out. Definitely some cool synergy between banishing your darks and using Escape from the Dark Dimension. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. And until next time.